So I was supposed to see the Black Keys perform in a free concert at the Akron Civic Theater tonight because I registered last week. So I forgot about it. So the Black Keys, if you don't know, they're from Akron, Ohio. They went to Firestone High School. And the last time they played at the Civic Theater was in 2008. They was on a bill with Devo. So I don't know if it was like a bill with Devo and just Black Keys, or was it an Obama thing? Because Obama was coming here quite a bit campaigning, because that's when Ohio was a swing state. Now we're nothing. No one comes here now. So that was back in 2008. But since then, the Keys, they were on their way of being big time stars in '08. But since then, they've completely blown up. Well, the thing about the Akron Civic Theater, when they played there, it's still the same seating, so which is like 2,600 seats. So when I signed up for this thing, it was a free concert. You just RSVP'd. I RSVP'd, and it said more information's coming. So okay, cool. So that was last week. A lovely lady I know reminded me, "Hey, are you going to that Black Keys concert?" And I said, "Oh man, I forgot." So I went to check to see if I got a QR code or something, and I get this thing from Stand With Crypto. They're the ones that's putting this whole thing on. And they said I had to confirm again. Now, listen, I've been to plenty of weddings. Usually you confirm once. Or I signed up with stuff before online, and once you RSVP, you RSVP. You don't do it again. So I was like, oh, crap. Because I got the email back on the 21st, and I went to, so I confirmed the RSVP. I went there, filled out all of my information, and then they said, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. All the spots are filled. It's like, what? I RSVP'd last week. But I don't blame the Keys on this. I blame Stand With Crypto, because they're the ones that put this together. It was kind of hastily done because no one knew. Because the Keys was supposed to go on tour this year. They were supposed to go on a summer tour, a fall tour, but they canceled it. They fired their managers, and they haven't done anything. So when this free thing popped up, I was like, oh my God, that's great. But then I started thinking, this isn't 2008. It's 2024, and the Keys are even bigger now. Is this place big enough? Because they're not just Akronites. It's Cleveland people, Canton people, Cincinnati people, Columbus, where 21 Pilots are from. People across the country who are neighboring states who want to come through. Fans who just love the Keys and they come to every concert might have signed up for this. So there's a lot of people here. So I don't blame the Keys. They're doing a great thing by performing in their hometown. I'm happy for the people who actually get to see them tonight, because it's a once in a lifetime type situation, because the Keys don't play here that often, right? Because they're too big. But this is where I blame the city of Akron and the University of Akron, and partly the residents of Akron. Like over 10 years ago, our old mayor Pasquale wanted to build an arena, and this is back when LeBron was here with the Cavs a couple of times, and it made a lot of sense. Because LeBron's from Akron, Cavs are playing great, and it's like, it just would make sense that they would build a downtown arena, because the only arena we had is the James A. Rhodes Arena, which was built in the early 80s. It's a 40-something-year-old arena. So it made a lot of sense. But the University of Akron, being the University of Akron, they didn't work on it. They didn't do anything with it. And I think the voters voted on it. It was supposed to cost $70 million, and people, I think, didn't want to spend that money. But for me, if they would have built an arena like 10 years ago, over 10 years ago, it would have paid for itself back then. Because you would have had, the University of Akron would have been able to play there. High school games would have been there. We could have got some state championship games there. And most importantly, you could have got comedy concerts there, or even bands, rap concerts. Because the biggest biggest arena outside of here is in Cleveland. Rocket Mortgage Arena. So that seats like 20 some odd thousand. Well, some people can't fill a 20,000 arena, but they can fill a 10. So then we could have got like a stand-up tour. We could have got like a Kevin Hart coming through. We could have got a Black Keys coming through. Like, we could have got a lot of different artists coming through if we had that downtown arena. And most importantly, it would have created foot traffic for the city. Because contrary to belief, I love my city. I do. There's no foot traffic during the week in downtown Akron. These are facts. And if you have an arena, they would have been buzzing every night. But the people said no. The mayor wanted it. He's gone now. And then the University of Akron, they just never did anything. But you know what the University of Akron did do? They built a football stadium on campus. And you know the last time our beloved Zips football team had a winning record? 2015. And that thing sits there. They have the Zips play football there, and they have high school football there, and it sits all winter doing nothing. It sits all spring doing nothing, and it sits all summer doing nothing. They paid all that money for an arena that's never even half filled, where they never win. Yes, I would love to see my football team win, but they suck. They continue to suck. And then it's just a white elephant. Meanwhile, the basketball team has always won. They've won 20 some odd games last season. They consistently win 20 some odd games. One of their last coaches before this recent coach was Coach Dambrot, who coached LeBron at St. Vincent St. Mary before Drew Joyce. And now Dambrot, he coached at Akron, and then he went to Duquesne, and I think he just retired recently. But still, I think one of the reasons why he left is that the Zips basketball team are still playing in the same old 40-year-old arena. This arena is so old. How old is it, Kev? It is so old. Nirvana played their infamous Halloween concert at that arena. That was 1993. Kurt Cobain's been dead for 30 years. Kurt Cobain's been dead for 30 years. They played arena in 1993. I had tickets for that, but I had a student thing, and by the time I came back, I was tired. And I thought, I'll see Nirvana again, and it just never happened. So it's a 4-year-old arena. Kurt Cobain and Nirvana played there 30 years ago. And I feel bad for the basketball players who are playing their hearts out, and the doggone University of Akron don't care about the basketball team at all. I feel bad for the coach, because if the coach is bringing in young high school players and they say like, okay, we want you to come to Akron. And if they have multiple places they can go, if I'm a kid that's 18, I'm going to go play at this old Bud Arena, or I'm going to go play at this other school where they got like new stuff. Even if the arena is 20 years old, it's newer than Akron's. And if they would have just built an arena for if they cared about, because they complain now, there's not a lot of traffic coming into the University of Akron. Oh, we lost students. Yeah, because you're not doing anything that's connecting to the students. You're not doing anything that's connecting to the city. I hate to make this the thing about my former university, which I love. I'm a Zip till I die. But if you look at this, they are not doing anything that connects them to the city. They're not connected to downtown Akron. They're not connected to the Akron public schools. They just connect. It's like their own little island. It's almost like they feel like they're Ohio State. It's like, bruh, you're not that big. You are a commuter campus. And that's totally fine. But if you were to build an arena, even without the city, I don't even know what beef they have with the city. But even if you built it on your own downtown, kids would say, wow, this is a really cool place. The Zips did this? Man, I think I want to go to Akron U. That's instant PR. But that's on the president. We've had the Zips keep on having presidents every other year. I don't know what the problem is with that. And that board, I don't know who sits on that board, but I feel like there's a bunch of just resume stuffers. They're like, well, I sit on the University of Akron board. I don't care. I don't like you. Because these people don't seem like they care about the students. They don't care about the city. They just care about, well, look at here. I was appointed as a board member for the University of Akron. Who cares? I don't care. I care about the city. I care about the city of Akron. I care about kids. I care about adults. I care about my peoples. And the best thing you could do if you're the University of Akron, if you want more kids to go to your university, if you want to make extra funding, because if you cut the cost with the city, you guys can split it 50-50 or whatever cut that is. You build yourself an arena. That means you might be able to recruit even better basketball players. You might be able to bring more money into downtown Akron. And most importantly, the Black Keys would have said, yeah, it was cool playing here in 2008 at the Akron Civic Theater, but it only seats 2,600 people. We were supposed to play at the Bridgestone Arena in Nashville, and that seats over 10,000. I think it's better for us to play in the new arena downtown. But the Keys have been gone since 2008, 2009. I think those guys moved down to like Nashville and New York. I think they're split up now. I think one's in New York, one's in Nashville. They're split up now. But still, they don't even live here anymore. By the time they moved out of Akron and they moved away, Akron could have built a new arena that they could have played in. And this thing during this whole time could have been refurbished. So shout out to the people who go and see the Black Keys tonight. Shout out to the students at the University of Akron. I love y'all. But to the University of Akron president, to the board, y'all got to do better. And to the city of Akron, I'm giving you an idea on the platter. If you want me to help y'all out, let me know. You know where I'm at. I'm on YouTube at Kevin Lockett TV.